Today I'm going to give you a quick review of what the entry-level BMW looks like. This is a 228 BMW entry-level, and these are just my first impressions as a BMW owner. So let me give you my impressions after driving this car for a few days, what I see from the outside. This is an entry-level BMW, listed about $40,000, and what I'm looking at, kind of like a design of a Ford Escort or Fiesta or something like that. The car looks cheap to me from the outside. Just on a side note, the numbering on the BMWs as well as the newer Mercedes is that BMW has adopted common sense for the US market. They're just throwing in the numbers randomly because this used to mean something. 228 meant 2 Series 2.8 liter, 330 will be 3 Series 3-liter engine, and so forth. BMW has no longer uses that because I guess the American market doesn't care or whatever, because we usually get 1 or 2 models anyway. So on the outside, car looks cheap. It looks kind of like $26,000 car. Like I said, that's an entry model. The cheapest BMW you can buy in America right now. Actually, on the inside, things get a little better. It's a 3-seat. It could fit 3 adults. Okay, on the short drive. Trunk space is pretty decent for a small car as well. The seats finally fold. They used to be a special option, but nowadays that's a standard. Closing the door on this car, it just sounds cheap. Again, it's a base model. Okay, my problem is on the inside. BMW, the big screens have gotten bigger, which is kind of nice, but it's app driven. So this is engineering done by young people who have to have apps for everything. But on my main panel, I've stuck with these gauges, which I don't really care for. The speedometer and odometer, this is even not odometer, this is kind of tells you how much power apparently you're using, but it doesn't really tell you anything else. The mileage thing, and well, I also have now already check engine light is on. That's what that is. So this little gauge, so basically I'm not happy with the gauges and everything being, or most everything being on the screen, because when the screen goes, you kind of have to wonder, where do I go from here? So this is your seat and steering column heat, and navigation is pretty good. It's getting better and whatnot. So I don't like the way the car is built, the styling I don't like. What I do like, you still get the BMW performance. This car is a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine. You get about 240 horsepower, 295 pound of torque, which is really good. The car likes to run. Very responsive and agile. This is an all-wheel drive model, so it makes it even easier to corner and whatnot. So that BMW characteristic is still there. It's still fun to drive, not so much to look at. I guess that would be one way of putting it. So yeah, all together, and the cost of everything else, this car is listed about $40,000. When you add 2 knickknacks, it comes out to about 46 or so. The upgrade worth doing is the all-wheel drive system, which is only $2,000, which is, like I said, that's worth the upgrade. Everything else is kind of up to you, the winter packages and whatnot. So the difference between 2 Series and 3 Series in this style, basically it's the same engine, just the 3 Series is tuned a little bit more, so you get about 15 more horsepower, but they still, acceleration is good. The transmission works flawlessly. You still get sub 6 seconds from 0 to 60, which is rather quick. The mileage is about 30 plus minus in combined driving, so that's pretty decent. So altogether, I mean, you get that BMW feel good to drive kind of vehicle, but I just don't like the styling. So BMW is doing the same thing as the Mercedes is doing. Mercedes C model and E model basically share the same engine. You just pay about $10,000-$12,000 more. BMW uses in 2 Series and 3 Series, they use 2-liter, same engine. Again, 3 Series is maybe about $8,000 more, a couple of little extras, maybe a couple of inches longer or whatever. But you are getting a more or less same engine. For European market and for the rest of the world, BMW does better, of course. I'm leaving the car, so the car doesn't like that. It likes to beep. In world markets, BMW in this model will probably have about 4 or 5 diesel options, as well as about 4 or 5 gasoline engines. But for America, it's like, yeah, we don't get diesels, so you get this, and you know, shut up and just, you know, buy whatever. So, but anyway, considering that the new cars are now what, $48,000 average for new cars, so this can be had for less than that. Is it a good value? I don't know. I like driving it more than I like looking at it. So there you have it. That's my short take on a new BMW 228 all-wheel drive. Fun to drive, not so much to look at. Thanks for watching.